Hello and welcome back to the Tiki-Talk podcast. I'm your host, Ahmed, here with my friend and brother, Will.
Hi, Will here.
First of all, we want to thank you guys for listening to our first episode. It was a blast for us to get started. And do you have any thoughts on the first episode? What did you like?
First episode was great. We're actually in a real studio now, so you won't have to suffer through our AC. But other than that, predictions have been good. It was fun though, man. It's fun getting in here. I'm glad to be back. I was a little sick last week, so that's why it's taken so long for us to get episode 2 done. But we're here, we're back, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, and I agree. The predictions, you have a slim lead over me right now, but I'm sure I'll turn that around. And just, let's get into it. So, Epi 2, we're here. We're going to do a little Champions League recap. We had some great games. Then we're going to talk about the League Cup final, talk about the Premier League, and then some predictions for the FA Cup coming up this midweek, and some Prem predictions for next weekend. And then we're going to do a top 5 draft that I'll leave the topic for when we get there. So, let's go ahead. Champions League. Some interesting results. We'll start off with Inter Atletico. Inter won 1-0 as I predicted they would win.
It's true. You did predict that.
What are your thoughts?
Inter definitely dominated the game. Sorry, just taking a little swig of water there. Inter definitely dominated the game, but I don't know. I think Atletico's happy with that result going into the second leg. Only down 1. Inter's been good at home, so to only go down 1 going into the second leg, I think Atletico's in a good spot. So I'm excited for the second leg, but yeah, I mean, Inter definitely deserved to win the game. What was it? 19 shots, 5 on target. Apologies for the voice crack there. Like I said, I was sick last week, still recovering, but yeah, no, I think it was a good game for Inter, but it'll be a tight second leg.
I don't know if I agree that Atletico will be happy.
Really?
Because, I don't know, I feel like Atleti are a team that we've seen in the Champions League before that don't score a lot. They're more relying on getting that 1 goal, 2 goals, and then being resilient defensively. And I think that they would have preferred it. I mean, of course, they would have preferred a draw, but I think that the way they approached the game, they were very conservative. And I think that, it kind of bit them in the ass because they didn't really take any chances. Morata wasn't playing for most of the game. He came off the bench. They couldn't get anything done in attack. Inter was pretty dominant.
Yeah.
I think Inter, to your point, will probably be a little angry they didn't score more.
Yeah.
Because,
that's what I mean when I say they're happy. It's like it could have been.
It could have been worse, 100%.
Uh-huh.
And Arnautovic, got to talk a bit about him. He did score the goal.
It's hype.
But he missed 3 sitters, and I personally was going for Inter. I'm not a big fan of Atletico Madrid. Mm-hmm. So I was like, there's no way this guy is missing all these open chances. And then, even his goal was super scrappy.
I know. The goal is, if that one... Because Lautaro missed the initial one.
Yeah. His shot was not even really, a great shot.
Yeah.
It kind of hit the defender as he was sliding for it. So, I don't know. I think that Inter should have scored more, but they played well. I thought some of the standouts for me were Barella, Bastoni, Lautaro as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've said before that I'm critical of Lautaro, but he did show up this game.
Yeah, and Inter's just got a great team this year. They really impressed me because Atletico is a great team, and people say La Liga is better than Serie A, overall, but I don't know, man. Inter was playing like they had something to prove there. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a great second leg. I'm looking forward to that one. Should we go on to our next recap? PSV Dortmund.
Let's do it.
That one ended 1-1. What were your takeaways for that?
I thought watching it that it was a pretty fair result. I don't think that either team really took full control of the game, and it was kind of chances both ways, but I think 1-1's probably a fair score.
Mm-hmm.
There was chances on both teams. Malik Tillman, an American for PSV, he He had some misses. Bakayoko had some misses. And then Dortmund opened the scoring. Daniel Malen against his old team. It wasn't really, like, it's kind of a freak goal. Like,
Was that a deflection?
it deflected, yeah. He was, like, running into the box, shot it, and then, like, it deflects off the defender's leg and just goes straight to the crossbar and bounces in.
I thought that was an absolute sniz. I was like,
yeah,
what a shot. But I guess it was a deflection. That kind of ruins it. But, yeah, other than that, Luke de Jong penalty goal. To me, it wasn't a penalty, personally. Like, Hummels, he got the ball, and it was a terrible first touch there anyway. Like, I don't know. I just, like, he felt the smallest bit of contact and went down. I would have liked to see the ref let that slide in a tight game like that with a lot on the line, but...
I don't want to say, like, PSV didn't deserve to score because I thought they were dangerous leading up to that.
Oh, they played a great.
But, yeah, he dove. And, like, I know, like, the rule book probably says contact in the box penalty, but I think that in that case, when the attacker is taking a touch, and he's not going to get to the ball, and he just goes to the ground, and there might have been a little bit of contact. There was barely any on that play, but I think that refs need to be mindful of, like, the context of the play. Is he really going to make a attempt on goal, or is it just he happened to lose the ball and just went down?
Yeah.
And I think that was a case where he just goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it was a dive. I don't think it should have been a penalty, but, again, like, I think 1-1 was a fair score.
Do you think VAR has sort of, like, made referees sort of, like, it's made them less sort of judgmental in those situations?
I think one of my the things I hate about VAR is that, I think refs now are like, I don't need to make this call now because VAR has my back. I don't know. I think it's like...
But the ref, he went... Did he go...
No, he I believe he blew the penalty straight away.
Okay.
But just in general, I feel like there's times where... I don't know. It's like refs just don't seem so... like, in general, they don't seem always confident.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's calls that I think they may have made before VAR that they just won't make now because they think VAR will bring it back. I don't know. I just think it slows down the game. There's so many things around the VAR that we can get into, but personally on this play, I don't think it should have been a penalty, and I guess the VAR didn't disagree with the ref. It wasn't clear and obvious to overturn it. But, I think that's all we could really say about that game. There wasn't much going on apart from that. So we'll move on to probably the most surprising result of the Champions League week. Porto beating Arsenal at home 1-0. And what a horrible start for Arsenal going into this knockout stage, right?
I mean, I love to see it.
I love to see it. Trust me, I love to see it.
Yeah, but that was probably the worst game I've ever watched up until the last little bit there. But gosh, Arsenal has been absolutely cooking in the Prem, and then they go...
Makes no sense.
They go into this game and play, like, the worst game I've ever seen. They didn't produce, like it says right now, they didn't produce anything. There was no threat of a goal throughout the whole game. It was honestly frustrating to watch, even though I wasn't really pulling for him. But I don't know. What do you think went wrong for him?
I don't know if it's something mental with Arsenal where it's like, I mean, these guys, a lot of them haven't even played Champions League football before.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a matter of these guys never been in this situation before. They got some nerves. I really don't know, but Porto, I mean, 1-0 at home. Like, I don't know. I personally think Arsenal will still go through in the second leg, but, I mean, to go into the second leg with the lead is huge for them. And this is a team with European pedigree, let's not forget.
Yeah. Oh, my God. No, the upset is so possible, and I really hope to see it because I really don't want City to play Arsenal in the Champions League. I'm scared of Arsenal in the Champions League. Even, I don't know. I just... That's a matchup I would not like to see for City. But, yeah.
And what about the goal?
The goal! The goal was, like, so nice. Just an absolute curler, man. You couldn't have, like, written it any better than that. I mean, at home and at the death, just an absolute sniz. Like, God, I mean, that got me on my feet.
Do you think Raya could have saved it? I like looking at the replay. I think I don't want to take away from the goal. I think it was an amazing goal. I do think maybe Raya was a little too far out of the box, and if he waited a bit, he could have dove.
Yeah.
Better dive. I don't know. Maybe I'm being picky.
Hey, give Ramsdale his shot in the second leg. What do you think? Get the juices flowing.
I think Arteta's made his decision.
Yeah, that would be hype though. That would be hype.
We will see. I think he'll probably stick with Raya.
Yeah, he'll probably. Yeah, I mean, it was a great shot. You can't fault Raya too much there, and like you can't. Even more to say that you can't fault Raya is like Arsenal had a terrible game.
Oh my god, yeah,
like,
100%. And like before we move on to the next game, I want to give a shout out.
Yes.
To an absolute legend. We got my boy Zane behind camera, Real Madrid fan. He knows about this man. He used to be bald. All of a sudden, he has curls. How does that happen? We're talking about Pepe. Just today on the day of recording, turns 41 years old. This guy's captaining Porto. Playing 90 minutes in Champions League football against one of the favorites. Gets a clean sheet.
I mean, talk about a guy who you just want as your captain, right? Like, 41-year-old Pepe. Like, you can't ask for better experience out of your captain, really. I mean, that's like... If that guy was my captain, I might take a bullet for him.
No, he's just one of those guys that, like... plays with aggression. We know he has that reputation that he could always just like has a bit of a screw loose. But yeah, like it was. What else can you say about the man? Like, I just have so much respect. I love seeing guys that just love the game so much and play into their late 30s, into their 40s. Pepe, we see Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva's the same way, yeah.
It's just like these guys are people that have been playing since we were children. And they're still playing like Champions League football.
Just in crazy shape too. He looks like he's like 0% body fat. Like
speaking of that, I saw a video of it was Rio Ferdinand like pitch side.
Yeah.
And he like went up to Pepe and like you could read his lips and like he's like, "How are you in such good shape?"
Dude,
like,
it's
this guy's
crazy.
41. It makes no sense. Like, I don't know.
I know.
Maybe enough about Pepe, but yeah. So horrible result for Arsenal. Great result for Porto. And we'll move on to the last game. Napoli versus Barca 1-1. Draw again, as I predicted.
That was a good prediction.
This one might have been just as bad as the Arsenal game, at least in the first half. It was actually such a snooze fest. Napoli had 0 shots in the first half. And Barca, I mean, they had a couple shots, nothing really dangerous. And then into the second half, we get to the 60th minute, and Lewandowski scores a great goal. Finishes it, slots it bottom left corner. And then 75th minute. Osimhen. The man with the masked man.
I think he has great style with the mask. I put him in the top 5. I got a little bit of hate for that, but
yeah, what did you think of the goal? Was it a foul?
Which goal?
Osimhen. Did he foul Inigo Martinez on the turn?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all. Like, stay on your feet, guy.
This is weight room.
That's
stuff.
weight room.
That's
weight room. Like, I thought that was a great play by Osimhen.
I love that, and I love the no call because I saw some Barca fans on Twitter. Barca's a team I also don't have much love for, but I saw some Barca fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, this is a foul. He pushed them." Just hit the weight room.
Shut up.
Hit the weight room.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, so other than that, it was a pretty boring game, if I'm being honest. 1-1. Do you think Barca are happy with that result? Draw? Going home?
I mean, considering some of the other results they've had this year, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I predicted that they were going to lose that game, so... but... I don't know, man. I don't know. Barca's like, they're Barca. They're supposed to be the best in the world. And
but then again, look at their Champions League run since they've won it.
No, they've done nothing.
They've done nothing. They've had some absolute horrible ties. I mean, think about, obviously, the comeback from Liverpool. There was the Roma.
Yeah.
There was the Juve. Like, there's so many times where, like, Barca seemed like they could go all the way. And they didn't. And this is a team that is probably one of the worst Barca sides we've seen in terms of just, like, results. And I don't know. I don't know if they'll win if they'll go out or if they'll win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go out.
Mm. And what are your thoughts on Lewandowski? I don't know. I wasn't too high on him. I mean, I haven't been too high on him since he's got to Barcelona, but obviously that was a big goal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm not a big fan of. I've never been a big fan of Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Even at Bayern, I think. Let's be real. Like, the numbers don't lie. He scores a bunch of goals. He's, I think, third top scorer in the Champions League.
Great numbers.
But like, I don't know. When I watch him, I'm just never like. Especially in big games, I feel like he's just not. I feel like he just doesn't show up a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a great goal. I can't take that away from him. And, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if he's a big game player in the next leg.
Yeah,
right?
this is for his chance. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like he hasn't had big goals. He has.
Yeah, he has, yes.
But, yeah, this would be a good time to maybe prove me wrong.
But is Lewandowski a big game player? Embrace debate.
Embrace debate.
I don't know. Also, I think he credits his girlfriend to, like, his career becoming, like...
Like, being good.
Yeah. Like, he said, like, his girlfriend, like, changed his diet or something. I don't know. I mean, I
see his TikToks.
Yeah. He's TikToks. Gosh. So, I don't know. But, yeah, that was the Champions League first leg. It was it could have been more exciting, but I don't know. I definitely thought the first week of games I liked a bit more.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's ahead.
Yeah, second legs are always more fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. The first legs, they're always not as fun, but it'll be great. All right, should we move on to League Cup final?
Let's move on to the League Cup final.
League Cup final. Liverpool wins it. What did Gary Neville say?
He said, what was it? I'll find it.
Klopp's
kids versus the £1 billion bottle.
Yes. Klopp's kids versus the £1 billion bottle jobs. Perfectly put. Let's go, going into this game, my prediction, I actually had Chelsea winning this game in penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Which turned out to be wrong. I was close. It was
late
into extra time.
I did think it was gonna go into extra time.
But and Liverpool's going into this game. No Alisson, no Trent, no Salah, no Szoboszlai, no Curtis Jones, no Darwin Núñez, no Diogo Jota.
Were those all injuries?
Those were all injuries.
Okay. Wow.
No injuries. I don't think there's any suspensions. But regardless, Chelsea need to be looking at this game, saying, "We are given
this is our chance,
this is a golden platter.
Yeah,
this is on a silver platter.
Oh my god!
And
seriously,
this is our chance to get a trophy. Maybe kickstart our project. There's been a lot of question marks around Todd Bowley.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just you watch the game and Liverpool's kids are literally. I'm not gonna make it seem like they outplayed Chelsea the whole game. Chelsea had their moments, but Chelsea should more. I mean, they're a young team too, but they are more experienced than these kids that were playing.
I know. It's just there's definitely, and it's been like this the whole season. There's just a clear, huge lack of experience on the team, and it's just not. I don't know. I thought at the beginning of the season that Poch was another voice crack. I thought at the beginning of the season that Poch was cooking something up, but Chelsea fans, I don't know. A lot of them are sort of calling for him to get out. What do you think? You think he should be fired? He should be sacked?
At this point, it's I'm someone that believes that sometimes firing the managers doesn't change much, especially this late into the season. The question is, what are Chelsea's goals?
Exactly.
Did they think they were going to win trophies this season? Probably not. I think getting to the League Cup final was probably a surprise for them. So I think when you look at it from that context, maybe they overperformed in the League Cup, and you could make that argument. But when you just look at the performances overall in the Prem, it's just been really bad, and you can't defend Chelsea being, what are they, 10th in the league? Yeah, 11th right now.
Yeah.
The game in hand, but
I don't know
11th
what
in
the
league.
answer is. Like, time, maybe, for these guys to grow up and get some more games.
I mean, they're all on 8-year contracts, so I guess
yeah,
we'll find
like,
out.
right? It's this for another 8 years. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is over at the bridge. It's been a brutal season, and that to get a trophy at a season like this would have been so big
huge
for them. And they had the chance to do it, and they just blew it like they have been for a while now.
Let's talk about the game itself.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams had disallowed goals. Raheem Sterling scored first, but it was clearly offside. Nicholas Jackson, who played the ball, was clearly offside. And then Van Dijk's goal was disallowed. His first, he of course eventually scored in extra time, but his goal being disallowed. What did you think about that? I wasn't sure. They said that Endo was offside and he was blocking, I think it was Colwell, from marking Van Dijk. But when they showed the replays, I was a little confused as the commentators were like, oh, Endo's clearly blocking Colwell from getting to Van Dijk. But then when you watch it, he didn't really seem that close to Van Dijk in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't super mad at the call, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth overturning? I don't remember. No, they gave the goal and then they disallowed it through VAR.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a case of, was it clear and obvious? I don't think so, personally.
I don't think it was either, but I don't know. Like, when it's a play like that, when it's, sort of like affecting play, like, I don't know if I'm not as good at judging those, whether it's or if it's like a foul or something,
I don't know. They made it seemed like from the decision at least that they were so sure that Colwell was the one marking that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I wasn't seeing it because it seems like the commentators were pretty sure that it was the right call. So maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I wasn't too sure about that disallowed goal.
Yeah, another chance for Chelsea to take advantage of that, and they didn't.
And then second half, for a large period of second half, it looked like Chelsea were the team that were going to score.
Yeah, they hit the post a couple times, I think.
Conor Gallagher, couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
What do you think of Gallagher? I'm so split on him.
He, to me, of course they're not the same player, but I have kind of the same criticism of him that I have of McTominay for me.
Yeah.
I think they are workhorses. I think they play their heart play their heart out.
Yeah.
They love the team they play for, both academy guys.
People in the dressing room speak highly of them.
Yeah, but I just don't think they have the quality to be starting week in, week out for teams like Chelsea or United.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. If he scored one of those chances, maybe we're talking. We have a different conversation,
100%.
but he didn't. So, I don't know. But then it gets to extra time. They were even saying, in the break between second half and extra time, the Chelsea guys looked so, they're all separated from each other. Everyone had cramps. Meanwhile, the Liverpool team's all together, huddled up. So
that's the experience right there.
But Liverpool was a bunch of kids, though.
That's true.
But, you have a man like Jurgen Klopp who has been here a million times. Pochettino's not the best.
Mm-hmm. And Van Dijk, Van Dijk's
Van Dijk.
Guy who's played in multiple Champions League finals,
Yeah, no, there's definitely experience where you needed it.
Mm.
But just I think Chelsea looked knackered.
Yeah.
And, that's how the extra time kind of played out. They scored the goal. And then that was it. That was the game. I think I'm going to name some of the young boys that played for Liverpool. Harvey Elliott, who, he's been a rotation player for some seasons now. The Northern Irish boy, Connor Bradley at right back.
He's the future.
Great player. I'm so high on him. I think he'll be starting right back for Liverpool for a while. There's always talks about Trent maybe moving into midfield. Wouldn't be surprised if that starts happening maybe next season, but those started. And then off the bench, we had Bobby Clark, James McConnell, Jaden Dans, and Jarrell Quansah. These are all kids under the age of 20.
Yeah, I don't know any of those guys.
It's just I think it was, I don't know if he tweeted it himself. I think it was a retweet, but it was Jamie Carragher retweeting someone that was just in terms of like perseverance and like grit that this final almost reminded them of the 2005 Champions League. I think that's a big statement to make.
Yeah.
But just in terms of like kind of against the odds, I don't know. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that it was reminiscent of the Champions League comeback? I don't think so personally, but I don't know. It was admirable though, as much as I hate Liverpool. And then, who are your standout performers from this game?
For me, I think it just speaks so highly of the Liverpool midfield of Endo, and McAllister. Gosh, Endo and McAllister. I don't want to be the guy who's like price tag, but they went up against Enzo and Caicedo, and I thought were better.
The billionaire bottle jobs.
Yeah, obviously Van Dijk, what a big performance from him. Said after the game they thought I was finished or something along those lines, which is so hype. I love him for that. And it's also hype because he was in our top 5 Sty Masters. Yeah. And that was like such elite Sty saying that at the end of the game.
I think another standout was the goalkeeper, the backup.
Yeah, very true. Good call.
He made some big saves. Actually, I thought both goalies were good throughout the game, but Kelleher, was on the winning team, so I'll go with him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think just to step into Alisson, who's the best goalkeeper in the world, step in his shoes and win a trophy, it's got to be great for his confidence.
So high.
Will that get him a move to a bigger team, maybe, or to maybe not a bigger team? To a starting job. Maybe those lower level Premier League teams are looking at that and be like, this guy could come in.
Clean sheet in the final, man. It means something.
It means something.
Mhm.
But yeah, I guess I had to say congrats to Liverpool on the EFL Cup. Sad that as a United fan I have to relinquish it and give it to you guys, but maybe we'll be back next season.
Do you think that's the only trophy Liverpool gets this year?
That is a great question. So are they first still in the league?
They're first in the league still.
They are first in the league. I personally think City will win the league. They're probably the favorites of the Europa League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're still in the FA Cup.
What other good teams are left in Europa League?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they'll at least get the FA Cup or the Europa League.
Yeah.
I think Klopp's last season it kind of be a letdown if it ends with just the Carabao Cup.
I know. I'm pretty nervous for the league. Just because I don't know, I think it's gonna come down to our next game against Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who's home for that?
The first leg what happened the first leg?
I think it was a draw the first leg.
I don't even remember the match. I can check. Wait.
I think it was 1-1 draw. I forget where it was though. Let's see.
The next match is at Anfield. The first leg, was 1-1 at the Etihad.
Okay, so that's what makes me nervous right there for the league. Klopp's last season, the barn is going to be rocking.
It's going to be so loud.
Wow, that might be the game of the year.
Oh yeah, 100%. It probably will be.
That's going to be awesome. And then also just looking at Europa League right now, Leverkusen, are they still in it? Wait. I think Leverkusen's still in it.
Not sure. I think regardless of who's in it, they're definitely the favorites.
Yeah, they're still, they're 100% the favorites, but I'm just, I get hate for being a Liverpool hater, but I don't want, I have so much respect for them as a team.
Leverkusen are in it.
Okay.
AC Milan are in it.
Benfica.
There's some good teams, but I don't see any of these teams beating Liverpool. It's hard to predict European tournaments, but they'll probably win it.
Yeah. Has Liverpool won Europa League before?
They did.
Okay.
Remember, was it against Dortmund in the 2000 and it was the year they beat Man United in the semis, I think.
Facts.
2000. What year would that be? 16?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
I think so. It says they've won Europa League 3 times.
I believe in 2016 they won it.
Okay.
Coutinho scored a beautiful goal against United. And then they
Coutinho.
beat. Where did they lose the final? I think they won the
Right.
final against Dortmund.
It was 2016.
And Lovren scored
it
a
was-
late winner. Or they lost the final.
They lost
Who
the
won?
final
I
to
swear
Sevilla.
they won it. They won it recently.
Wow. They did lose the final to Sevilla.
What was the year they against Dortmund? Or that was the same season, but I guess they just lost it in the final. Why did I think they won it that year? Anyways, we'll move on. There's enough talk about Liverpool.
Yeah, enough talk about them.
Excuse our ball knowledge there. We'll move on to the Prem then. So, big results. I had a horrible weekend, by the way. Very bad weekend. Let me tell you about how my week went. So, last weekend, we get a win. The whole week, we're on a run. I think 5 games in a row, something like that. We're finding some form. Even though we played really bad last week, we still got the 3 points. So I'm thinking, okay, it's fine. Good teams win when they don't play well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. And then around Thursday, I open Twitter and I'm seeing Højlund injured. The Miracle Man. The Star Boy. He's gone. Muscle injury in training. So now my heart drops and I'm like, what are we going to do? Because our front 3 finally found some stability. We had a front 3, Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho. That's our front 3.
So on
Very
our last
fluid.
episode, we were like, it's coming together.
It's coming together. Fluid. Goals. Rashford's starting to find some form.
Yeah.
Garnacho's balling. Højlund scoring every game. But now we lose Højlund and everything just disappears. And the reports leading up to the game was that academy boy Amari Forson is going to get the nod. And I've seen Forson in preseason. Clearly talented. But I was a bit surprised that he went with him over Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo is someone that we bought. Supposed to be a wonder kid. Got him from Atalanta a couple years ago. Went on loan to Rangers. Didn't do great. Last year goes on loan to Sunderland. Is their player of the season. Hasn't got much time this year. And then I'm thinking, okay, obviously Martial's out. Højlund's out.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to have to move Rashford up top, which I already hate. Who are we going to move to the right wing? Antony is out of the squad, it looks like. I think Ten Hag's given up.
Yeah, Anthony, I think.
So I'm thinking, this is the perfect time for Ahmad. He goes with Forson. Whatever, that's fine. Then the game starts, and we just look so sloppy. Midfield, Bruno, I thought, had a horrible game. Losing the ball.
Mm.
Our front 3 couldn't do anything. Fulham, we're at home, by the way, and Fulham is just controlling us. Iwobi looked great. I thought Reed looked great. And then it was one of those games where I'm like, okay, it's 0-0 at halftime, Ten Hag. Get the boys riled up.
Right?
Second half comes out and it's the same thing.
Mm.
And this is a criticism I've had of our team since Ten Hag's come in, even last season. In games that, even when we play well in the first half, I don't know what it is, the first 20 minutes after halftime, we just drop off.
Oh my God,
and that's usually
complacency is insane.
You're thinking at home against Fulham when you're playing bad that halftime, okay, like let's turn it around, like let's turn it on. No, like we just it's horrible. And then 65th minute comes, they get a corner, kind of rebounds. Bassey absolutely just smashes it to the top net.
Nothing the goalie could have done there.
But yeah, like 1-0. Then as you would expect, we start to put on the pressure, and then slab head Harry Maguire
Slab head.
gets the goal. Bruno puts a shot on goal, rebounds to him.
He almost had 2.
He almost had 2.
Yeah.
But got the goal, and then this little I think it was 10 minutes stoppage time, 9 minutes, and I'm thinking, okay, like we can get a goal. And we started to, like, make some attacks.
Yeah, you guys had some chances.
Lindelof had a header that went to, I think the goalie saved.
Bruno was pulling.
Bruno just pulled. Yeah, he was just going for a sniz. I don't know. And then our Achilles heel, it's been our Achilles heel for a while now.
You have been saying this.
We cannot defend in transition. If you look at a lot of the goals that we concede, it's because we have a lot of men in the other half. We lose the ball, and then everything goes to shambles. Someone, Casemiro or whoever is our midfield, will make a stupid tackle, a lazy tackle. We're down a man, counterattack, and that's exactly what happened. Adama Traore, who was fresh off the bench, we know how fast he is. He comes in, passes it to Iwobi, who kind of fakes out. The defenders closing in, I think it was Dallo and Ahmed, and then class finish, near post, the Mbappe finish. That puts away the game and breaks my heart. But, yeah, so that's from my perspective as a United fan. What did you think of the game? You probably had a little fun.
I had a lot of fun. I thought it was so funny how right before the Iwobi goal, the announcer was like, "Oh, this would be absurd," and then like it actually happened. And wow, I mean, just a devastating loss to United with so much momentum. Maguire said it after the game, like we'd been in such great form, and we left ourselves too open there at the end. But to me, my biggest takeaway from this is how disappointing Marcus Rashford has been this season. I mean, the whole season has been a disaster. He's coming off, like, probably the best season of his career, and he's done nothing this year. And you go into this game, you lose Højlund, who has taken the spotlight from him completely, and it's his time. It's like, this is the game. This is your chance. Like, it's fine that you've been terrible this season. This is your chance to step up. Yeah. Like, we need you right now. Does nothing.
And I'm a Rashford fan. I think if you look at how other players talk about him, or people who played against him talk about him, he's so talented. He has everything you need.
Oh my God, Pep said Rashford would play in Man City.
Yeah,
like
he is an unbelievably talented player. And I will give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt that he played up top, which is not his natural position, and we've known he struggles there.
Yeah,
which is, I think, a testament to how bad our board has been, because everyone knew that bringing Højlund probably wouldn't be enough, knowing how injury-prone Martial was. But nevertheless, like, he did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that goes for the whole attack. But, like, you're our highest-paid player. You just got a big contract. You're coming off an unbelievable season. You're meant to be the guy that takes command of these type of games.
Yeah. And
he just disappears.
He's so skilled, and I don't know what is going on.
It's really frustrating. And then I guess just an interesting thing is the two scorers, Calvin Bassey and Iwobi, two Nigerians coming back from AFCON a couple weeks ago, lost in the final.
Yeah.
I'm sure that brought their spirits up a bit if they're still...
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think just overall, congrats to Fulham. They 100% deserve that win. And another interesting stat about United before we move on. Only Sheffield United, well, I believe it's actually even now, but only Sheffield United have conceded more shots than Manchester United.
Wow.
We're talking about Manchester United right now. We're not talking about Luton Town. We're not talking about Burnley. We're talking about Manchester United conceding the same amount of shots as Sheffield United, who are at last place.
That's a bad stat.
That's a coaching problem.
Oh, yeah. I think you guys sit back way too much, and you guys open yourself up to attack way too much.
I think one of our issues is that we don't know what we want to do. Like,
yeah.
This is I'm not someone that's going to say, oh, Ten Hag out, but everyone says, what is your identity? Mm-hmm. You look at all the top clubs right now, you know how they're going to play. City's going to possess the ball. Arsenal's going to possess the ball. Liverpool's going to play what they call rock and roll football. They're just going to cross. Someone's going to score. United, it's like, we don't know if we want to be a possession team. We don't know if we want to be a counter-attacking team. We don't know, like, it's just so confusing. Some of our players are just, like, I feel like the profiles of players we have don't even, like, match. And I think that's part of the reason. I think sometimes we try to play possession ball and then we lose it because we don't have players that can really possess the ball.
Yeah.
And then we concede shots in transition. Against better teams, when we try to play counterattacking football, we just get peppered.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprising stat if you watch United, but it's just like, why are we that team? We can't be that team.
Gotta find
and it's
your
something
identity.
that Ten Hag's gotta figure out. The coaches gotta figure out.
And also the goal differential too. Like no
Is it
goal
zero?
It's zero. Like
It's embarrassing. And then that's why it's like people like to clown Onana.
mhm.
But like, of course he's gonna concede goals when
Yeah.
he's facing that many shots.
Oh, that's so true actually.
I actually think Onana's been fine. Like I think Champions League he was horrible.
Yeah.
But in the Premier League he's been fine.
I know.
For the most part. People are always just gonna see the goal difference and the amount of goals we concede, and they're gonna be, oh no, it's the easy target. And to be fair, we've had so many injuries in our back line, but I don't think that's an excuse. I think any well-coached team, no matter who's slotting in, like imagine City, for example. They played most of the season without their best player, De Bruyne.
Mhm.
They played without Rodri for a bit. You look at any big team, it's the way you're coached. Whoever comes in knows what to do.
Yeah.
There's basics that everyone follows. There's fundamentals that United obviously don't have.
Mhm.
One player goes out, Lissandro goes out, we don't know how to play out the back.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's something that can change if we bring in more players that maybe fit what Ten Hag wants. I don't even know what he wants at this point, but it's so frustrating as a fan.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all I have about my
Yeah.
club. I think maybe you have a happier. I don't know. You guys didn't.
Oh, it was a
tough game.
It was
but
a tough game, but I think that really, I think City needed a win like this. That just a tough, gritty road win. My big takeaway from this is the clean sheet. We haven't been getting as many clean sheets. We've been conceding a lot of bad goals in games this year. So I was so happy to see the clean sheet. I was a little surprised by the lineup pregame.
Yeah.
Pep going with Nunes and Kovacic. I've really liked Nunes this year, actually. He's one of those guys who, consistently throughout the game, have some mistakes where you're like, he needs a bit more experience, but then he'll make some play that is like the nastiest move ever, and he'll deliver like a great cross. Like, he's got the skill.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for him. Kovacic, I've really been disappointed in this year, but I thought he had a outstanding game. I thought he played so well. And on our goal, Foden's goal, it played a beautiful ball to Haaland there, and Haaland just, whipped it nice and low for the rebound. Foden just gets an easy tap in there. Foden's been outstanding this year. I mean, you really can't say anything else other than just
Player of the season so far for City?
Oh yeah, 100%. Just stepping up in De Bruyne's absence, and it's really as a City fan, it's just so great to see, because we've known this moment's been coming for a long time, and with De Bruyne, he's old now, and I'm sad. I'm gonna be really sad when he leaves, but I know that time is coming, and someone's got to step up, and I'm really confident in Foden's ability to do that. I think he's looking so good this year, so confident, and yeah, he had a great game against Bournemouth, but yeah, like we said, it was a tight one. Bournemouth had their chances. I think Bournemouth's a great team this year. Solanke is an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
But I was so pumped. I love a nice 1-0 win for City. Those wins are so big for us.
Yeah, so title race, big one. I mean, it's a win they should have, but
yeah,
those wins sometimes, those are the games that when you're not blowing teams away, you're kind of worried that this could be a game you drop points.
Exactly, yeah.
But you get the 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's another win for the push in the title race.
For the lads.
It's going to be, looks like a 3-horse race as we move on to the next match.
It's going to be
Huge
a great
result.
title race. I'm excited, dude. Like, this, end of this season
We
is
haven't
going
had
to be...
a three-team title race in a while.
No,
I don't
we
remember
haven't.
the last time we had a three-time.
And I think it's really going to go down to the wire this year.
I guess the Leicester season, maybe, when it was like Arsenal-Tottenham kind of in the mix.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, that was...
But these, I don't know, all three, this Arsenal team, Liverpool team, and City team, they all look like unbeatable.
Yeah.
So
moving on to Arsenal.
Yeah.
That was a much needed performance, I guess, following the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
4-1 against a difficult Newcastle team.
Yeah.
It started, like you could see from the start of the game, Arsenal was just they're gonna win this game. They scored twice within the first 25. First goal was a Botman own goal. It was kind of a pretty scrappy. Gabriel headed it. It kind of just bounced all over the place, and then Botman eventually hit off Botman's foot. And then 24th minute, Havertz goal. I thought this was a great goal.
Yeah.
Jorginho, who people were doubting when they signed him, but I think has been very useful for Arsenal.
He's having a great year.
And since last season, I mean, when he came in January, people were like, because they wanted Caicedo, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got Jorginho. People were like, oh, this is like a horrible signing. It's a short-term fix, which it is a short-term fix, but I think off the bench, rotation play. I mean, he started this game, but like as a rotation player in games like this where you're probably going to possess the ball, it's great, someone that can create, someone that's comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, I've never really been a huge Jorginho guy, but he's really surprised me this year. He's been really good for them.
He's been a great signing for Arsenal, and he played an excellent ball to Martinelli, and then he cuts it back for Havertz to finish. It was a great, well-worked goal. And then it's 2-0 going into half. Arsenal look like they're gonna win this game. You're wondering, can Newcastle maybe get a goal and make it interesting? But no. 65th minute. The man of the moment, at least in the Premier League, Saka, scores again. Great goal. He just mixes Livramento and then places it far corner. Saka stat for you: 7 goals and an assist in the Prem since 2024. 6 matches.
He's hot.
That's diffy.
He's hot.
That's diffy. I'm a big Saka fan, as much as I hate Arsenal, but just a great guy. It's hard to root against him, honestly.
Saka or Foden?
Foden.
Let's go.
I mean, what are we talking about? Like, who's a more talented player? I think Foden is probably the most talented English player.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't fault Saka's output. They're also just not the same type.
They're not the same player at all,
like,
but...
If we're talking, like, potential, it's Foden, in my opinion. But I think Saka will be... he's already one of the best right wingers in the world.
Yeah, he's so good.
Is he world class?
I honestly, let's find out in Champions League, right?
Let's find out, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Like, let's see if he can do it on the biggest stage.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, great goal. And then Kiwior, who's been getting a lot of time for the last couple of weeks, scores a header off a corner.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's talk about Arsenal's set pieces. They have been ruthless recently.
They're so good.
Declan Rice, all of a sudden, is taking corners and getting assists. Like, it's crazy.
And their defenders, like, rack up goals.
Actually, I want to see how many Gabriel goals he scored. How many goals?
Speaking of Gabriel, what a player.
I think he gets his credit, but, like, I still think he's underrated.
Great, not talked about enough. I mean...
Saliba, I think, is probably the best center back, top 3 center back in the league.
Yeah.
But I think Gabriel is almost as important to that Arsenal team. He
definitely gets overshadowed by Saliba.
Yeah, they're a great duo together. I don't think it's fair on Gabriel to just give all the plaudits to Saliba. He has 4 goals this season. Let's see, last season he had 3. Like, he scores goals.
He buries.
I think I saw a stat about him I'm trying to find. I'm not sure what the stat was, but I mean, this guy's a center back. He seems to always get, in the corners, he's always the most dangerous. But back to Kiwior. Scores a goal. I'm starting to think Zinchenko is going to struggle to get back in this team.
Oh, 100%.
Because Kiwior's been good.
Yeah.
I think that I'm not a big fan of Zinchenko. I think he's a liability.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Arsenal fans probably agree with me.
Yeah.
I actually, quick story, this past December, I was at the Emirates when they lost to West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you the whole crowd was so angry at Zinchenko, I could just hear everyone saying, get him off the pitch, get him off the pitch. When he was subbed off, people clapped. It was that bad. It was that bad. So, like, I think Arsenal fans are already kind of sick of him.
Yeah.
And I think if Kiwior is playing well, Timber's going to be back soon. Is he just not going to get back in the team?
He's one of those players where, like, Pep just sort of turned him into a left back.
Mhm.
And, like, he's like, very technical, but he's, like,
attack.
not a great defender at all.
For Ukraine, he plays as midfield.
I know. Like,
he's a midfielder, I think, naturally, but it's also a thing of, I always say that if Pep Guardiola gets rid of you and you're not, like, old,
yeah.
it's probably because he doesn't think you're that great.
Yeah.
And look at the two guys that went to Arsenal. Jesus, who is getting a lot of criticism because he doesn't score enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Zinchenko can't even really get time. I mean, he's been injured too, but I don't know. It's interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see him fall out of the lineup.
Kind of favor, yeah. And then Willock, consolation goal, but it's kind of cool to see players score against their former club.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that. It was a good header, I guess, but it was just a dominant performance from Arsenal. And again, another big result for them in the title race.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the third favorites out of the three, but I mean, it's so close. I mean, everyone's played 26 games. Arsenal has 58 points, City has 59, Liverpool has 60. It's 2 points separating the top three. And yeah, I think it's going to go down to the wire, and we'll see in the big games when these teams play against each other.
Mm-hmm. Tough season for Newcastle, too. I honestly expected more from them.
Oh, my God, yeah. Definitely
they're really slipping. They're in 10th now.
Yeah.
Wolves passed them. Wolves. I love Wolves. But anyway, should we move on? Should we do a little bit of
We can talk about,
brief?
I mean, just very briefly, we'll go over the other results.
Yeah.
Villa beat Nottingham 4-2.
Ollie Watkins had a great game.
I didn't watch the game, to be honest.
He was unbelievable. Leon Bailey, he had a berry too. I love Leon.
Brighton 1-1 versus Everton. I think probably a bad result from Brighton's end. But Everton, speaking of them,
Yeah, he was
big
huge.
news in the Premier League. They were given back 4 points, so their deduction was reduced to 6. And they moved up the table. They're now sitting in 15th, ahead of Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield. So
What a dagger for Luton, because I'd love to see him stay up, just because I
Yeah.
think it would be such an incredible story.
I would too. But I think it's also, I mean, it's fair to Everton. I mean, I don't want to.
You can say it.
I
You
mean,
can
like,
say it.
I don't know much about their case. I know it's something
Yeah.
to do with financial stuff, but when your club has 116
That's
cases
it.
against
Yeah.
them, and Everton's getting a 10-point deduction for one charge. I don't know. I think it sets a kind of crazy precedent. So
It's
like,
pretty sus from the Premier League. That's
Mhm.
what it is.
And so I think for them to get it reduced is good, because they haven't been as bad as they looked based on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're still struggling. They're still probably going to be in the relegation battle, but I mean, if they had 6 more points, they'd be sitting in 13th, and they'd be, let me do my math here, they'd be 11 points clear of relegation.
Yeah. Well, right after they got that, they were like
They went
so
around.
good.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think it's a bit unfair to them because the players on the pitch are performing at least decently,
Yeah.
and then the table doesn't show that.
Mhm.
So next game, Palace won 3-0 at Burnley. I believe Burnley had a red card, and then Palace kind of just put them away.
Surely.
Palace new manager, Roy Hodgson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the first big win for him, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Surely Vinny Comps has got to be out the door.
His time is ticking for sure. I don't know. It almost seems like they're just gonna stick with them, and like they know they're getting relegated, and they're like, we might as well stick with the guy that got us from.
Yeah.
You know? But is it gonna be an issue? Does he lose the locker room or the training?
I don't know. I can't even imagine a guy like Vinny Combs losing the locker room. Like, people just talk about him as such a great leader. But that's coming from a City fan, so.
It's like, if they didn't sack him by now, maybe they just don't plan on it.
Yeah. And also, like, I just don't think they have the talent on the squad to compete. There's a clear talent gap. Like, them and Sheffield both. Like, I even think Luton is, like, I put Luton so far
their
above.
players have performed.
Yeah. Anyway, or what else? Wolves picked up a big win. Wolves are marching. They are absolutely marching.
3 wins in their last 5.
Yeah, they're
such a difficult team. Like,
such
it
a
seems like no
difficult
matter
team.
who they play, like, I guess this is a team against, this is a home game against Sheffield. They should win this game. Only 1-0. But then they go against Tottenham away and beat them. They go against United and lose in the last second. Like, every game with them is going to be a fight. They rarely get dominated completely. So I'm also a big fan of Wolves. I'm a huge fan of Pedro Neto. I would love for him to sign to United.
So good. I love Neto. We just got him on our Zane and I just got him on our Ultimate Team Future Stars card. It's absurd. It's cracked. Highly recommend doing the SBC. But another thing I'd love to say about Wolves is just they're a team who, like, when they play good teams, technically you don't see a drop off with them. Like, they have so many guys on their team who are just technically, like, so sound.
Yeah.
So I love that team. But and then today, last game, West Ham Brentford, absolute shootout.
Bowen had a hat trick.
Bowen had a hat trick. That was so electric.
And I think the scoreline maybe made it seem like more of a shootout. I think West Ham were probably the clear team. Yeah. But I mean, West Ham need to start racking up some wins. There's been some criticism of David Moyes.
Oh yeah,
he's had some fiery comments in the press.
There's been calls for his sack.
But it's weird with West Ham because it's like a couple seasons ago these guys were fighting relegation.
Yeah.
Moyes won them the Conference League. They got, were they 7th or something last season? They were maybe 8th. Like, they were top half of the table. They're still top half of the table. Are the fans just looking for that next push that maybe like Newcastle made last season, or feel like they could maybe be in the mix for like top 6, top 4?
I think a big part of it too is that they started off so hot, and then they just have taken a dip since then, and also that loss to Arsenal was just
embarrassing.
Oh, so embarrassing, and the fans were so mad after that. I mean, seeing Declan just absolutely bury one to make it, I think it was 5-0 at that point. I mean, it was just such a bad game for them. But I agree with what Moisey was saying in the press conference. Was like, well, I got, like, you know, were you guys winning the
you guys want to play pretty football or get results?
Yeah, like, we weren't winning the Super League before I got here. We got you guys a trophy. Like, that's a big deal for a club like West Ham. So I totally agree with that. I think Moisey.
They also have some great, like, they're a very talented team. Like,
great squad.
You look at Bowen, Paqueta, who am I forgetting? I mean, Zuma in the back. They have a very talented squad. Oh, Ward-Prowse. Like, they have
Ward-Prowse.
They have some players, and
they did perfectly with that Declan Rice.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you would think to lose a player like Declan Rice, you would see more of a drop-off.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen. They're still in the Europa League.
Oh, my God, they replaced
I think they won
him
their
perfectly.
group. Like, I really don't understand those people calling out for Moyes to be sacked. I disagree with that completely.
And quick shout-out, Emerson with an absolute banger.
Oh, yeah.
I love me a good banger.
I think the fans were calling for him to shoot, and he just decided to shoot it, and he snizzed the top corner.
It was a great shot.
So just looking at the table, we already kind of talked about the top 3, but Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Villa sit in the top 4 with Tottenham just behind. Followed by United, Brighton, West Ham. And then sitting at the bottom, Sheffield and Burnley sitting at the bottom with 13 points each. Luton with a little bit of a jump at 20 points. With Nottingham, Brentford, Everton, and Bournemouth sitting right outside. It seems like it's going to be an interesting. Of course, the title race looks like it's gonna go to the very end. Even the relegation battle, it's gotta be at least maybe 4 teams trying to avoid that 18th spot.
I can't believe Brentford is
Yeah.
like they might get relegated.
They looked so much better before, and I don't think they'll get relegated. I think
Yeah.
they have the players. I think Tony will.
Mm-hmm.
Mope's scoring goals. Like, they have some players that.
Rico going down was tough for them too.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that for this last weekend, and we have some predictions. So there are some FA Cup midweek games. Should we talk about them? We'll talk about the matchups. We got Bournemouth, Leicester, Blackburn, Newcastle, Luton City, Chelsea, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, United, Nottingham Forest versus Man United, Wolves versus Brighton, and Liverpool versus Southampton.
I'm excited to see Leicester play, man. I miss Leicester.
I miss Leicester as well, and I hate Leeds, but as a United fan, but I mean, these are teams that have been in the Prem recently that are doing well in the Championship. So
yeah,
I don't think it'll be easy games for the teams that are playing them. But yeah, so some FA Cup football coming up, and then
is Luton home against City?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow, if Luton wins that would be like the greatest win in their club history.
Yeah, and I mean, FA Cup games are always difficult.
The magic of
the
the
FA Cup. That is the magic of the FA Cup. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these big dogs get knocked out. But then, if we're gonna start our predictions for the Prem next weekend,
yeah, let's do it. Prediction time.
We'll go through these pretty quickly.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Brentford versus Chelsea. Brentford at home. I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
Okay. I like that. I'm saying Chelsea bounces back. I'm going 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea, sorry. Sorry for sounding super American right there.
Next, we have Everton versus West Ham. I will go for 1-0 West Ham away win.
I'm going to say draw. Everton's buzzing after getting those points back. I think it's going to be a nice low-scoring 1-1 draw there.
Fulham versus Brighton. I've gone for a 1-1 draw.
I've gone 2-1 Brighton.
And then Newcastle Wolves. I've gone for 2-0 win at home for Newcastle.
I'm riding with Wolves. They're my team. I mean, they're my second team. 2-1 Wolves.
And then Forest versus Liverpool. I've gone for a 2-win, tough, close match with Liverpool just edges it.
Okay, I'm hoping Liverpool drop points, so I'm saying 2-2 draw. So yeah, 2-2 draw.
And then Tottenham versus Palace. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think that Palace are gonna ride out this new manager bounce.
Wow.
And get a result away at Tottenham.
I like that. Something about the Ange era. 3-2 Tottenham.
And then Luton Villa. I've gone for a 4-1 thrashing by Villa. Even though Luton have had some interesting results, I think Villa one day turned it on. They had a great result last week, so that's my pick.
I definitely think it's going to be a lot of goals. I'm saying 4-2 Villa. I think Luton's going to have a little fight in them, but I think Villa's just going to their offense is just looking insane right now. Burnley versus Bournemouth. I'm never going to predict Burnley to win a game. I'm going 3-1 Bournemouth.
I also probably won't predict Burnley to win a game, and I went 2-0 Bournemouth away. And then I wish we could cue some music, but the big game.
Yeah, like some TikTok edit music.
We can add it. Blue versus red. We're going to the Etihad.
The derby.
The Red Devils will march into the Etihad with a plan. And unfortunately, I don't think the plan will work and we'll lose 3-1 to City.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I agree. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I'm saying 2-1 City. I just think because it's at the Etihad. Obviously, United coming off that tough loss, too. So I don't know if they still have that confidence they had a week or two ago.
For me, it's like a bit of it is the fact that it's gonna be the same problem. We don't have Hoyland still.
Yeah.
So where are our goals gonna come from? I feel
Yeah.
like we'll get a goal somehow, but I'm just like I have bad like memories of the Etihad, especially like thinking to last season when you guys thrashed us.
Yeah.
6-3 makes it seem like it was 6-3 is a horrible result, but it makes it seem like it was almost closer than it was. We scored twice very late.
Yeah. It was
You guys destroyed
absurd.
us, and like I just remember like it was like a 6:30 a.m. match. I just woke up. I'm like, okay, like it's early in the season, Mank Derby. Like,
Yeah.
let's get a result. We already had some decent results building up to it, and then it's the pre-match, and they have the cameras following the team, and I'm just seeing Holland look like he was gonna eat someone alive.
Yeah.
And then you can hear the crowd, and like people like to make fun of the Etihad. I like to make fun of it for jokes, but it is a very difficult place to go play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was loud, and you just know for the occasion that they're gonna show up. And then in this case, it's one of the closest title races we've seen late in the season. Like City needs results. We need results too for if we want to get maybe a chance at Champions League, but I just don't see the quality we have right now, and I think you guys will just. I could see it being 3-0 within the first 60 minutes, and then maybe we get a consolation goal.
Pep's gonna have the boys dialed, and
I hope I'm wrong. I please be wrong, but like, I don't see us winning this match, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a fun one. I can't wait.
And then the moment we've been waiting for, our weekly top 5, which we've changed up a bit. We're going to start doing a draft style for top 5. Instead of coming to a consensus, we're going to do a snake draft where we each will finish with 5, and then you guys can decide who had the better 5. So for this week, we have...
Am I saying it?
You're saying it.
All right, redo the drum roll. Kits!
We have kits. And we've decided to do kits from any club.
Any club, all leagues.
Will
But, like, the main leagues.
Will claims to be some sort of mastermind when it comes to kits, where he just knows every kit in the world. I personally am not like that, so I had to write these down. So we'll do a coin flip. Do you have a coin on you? Let's use this bottle cap.
Do Siri.
Oh, Siri. Yeah, you're right. All right, we're going to flip a coin for the first pick.
Okay.
It's going to be a snake draft, so heads or tails?
Heads.
Flip a coin. Heads.
Oh, gets in. First pick in the draft. AC Milan just dropped an absolute banger of a kit. These black kits are maybe the sexiest kits I've ever seen. And Rafa Leao, the ultimate number 2 Style on our list, just looks unbelievable in it. So I'm going number 1, the new AC Milan blacks. Just an outstanding kit. One of the best I've ever seen.
It is an unbelievable kit. And when you said AC Milan there, I thought, oh no, he took my number 1 pick.
Oh, really?
But then you said black kit.
Oh, snap!
And interestingly enough, with my first pick is also AC Milan's new collab with Pleasures, 4th kit. But I've gone for the white one, which I personally think is nicer than the black one.
Okay.
But I mean, they're both unreal kits. So
yeah.
They're both worthy of the first pick, I think.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. So first,
well, just AC Milan. What's up with these? They just always seem to have some sort of like.
I think it's just
style.
like Italy.
It's Italy.
Italy just knows
Italia.
drip. I have a couple other. I think I'm gonna go another Serie A kit right here.
Really, I have no more Serie A kits in my top.
You ready? You ready for this one?
Wait, no, I get the second pick.
Oh, so we're snake drafting.
Yeah,
okay,
let's
sorry.
relax,
My
brother.
bad. Snake draft.
Well, I mean, he said he's going to Serie A. I've gone for Zane's gonna love this one. My man behind the camera. It's Hala Madrid, Real Madrid's 3rd kit, black and gold, absolute class. I think it's one of those kits that when they wear it on the pitch, it looks even cooler than it does in like the promo.
I agree with that. Also, I'm a big black and gold guy.
Yeah, black and you can't go wrong. And I think also just it's so sleek, and then it's just something with Real Madrid. Like there's an elegance to it. And,
Yeah.
like, just when you know, like, the pedigree of the club, it's the biggest club in the world. Like, when they wear it, it's just, like, it's like like boss vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to get that at 2. I thought you were honestly going to take it, but...
Here's what I'm going to go with at 2. I originally had a different 2, but I'm switching it because I don't want to go 2 black kits for my front 2. I want to switch it up. I'm going to go with the Lazio white kits, not the light blue, the white ones.
The third kit.
The collar
the dark
on
collar.
The collar is so sick. And just the fact, their badge is so nice, just so clean. And the fact that there's no sponsor, just sexy. Just absolutely
nice.
sexy. So, Lazio whites,
That is
getting in at number 2.
I'm a fan of that pick. It was in my honorable mentions, but it did not make my top 5. But sitting in third for me, let's go to Glasgow.
Oh, lads.
Celtics third, or is it their third kit? Their away kit, sorry. It is unreal. Have you seen it?
No, but I
like
love
black,
Celtic kits.
And it has like this like tinge of green.
Oh, that's sick.
It is fire.
Shit, I didn't see this one.
Yeah, you should have done your research, buddy.
Well, I thought I was just off the dome being a buzz.
But you missed out. I am such a big fan of these kits. And I'm glad you didn't. I guess
One of my
you didn't
favorite
know.
badges, by the way.
Oh,
Quick
Celtic.
badge shout out.
We're Irishmen. Of
Yeah,
course we love
exactly.
it. Shout out to my Scots friends, Sir Alex. What more can I say? So yeah, the Scottish team from Glasgow, Celtic, sit in third for me with that beautiful away kit.
I love that.
Wait, I think we messed up the snake, anyways. But yeah,
Did we?
Because I should have went.
Oh well.
Oh
okay.
no, we didn't.
Yeah, we're
It's
fine.
you third. You're in your third kit now.
Yeah, I'm on
Okay,
third.
yeah, we didn't. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, I was originally going to have this one at 2. Didn't want to go double blacks. We're going heavy on the black and gold today because my next kit is, I think, it was almost my number 1. It was honestly almost my number 1. I love this kit. It's sadly not in FIFA because of, like, legal reasons. The Napoli black and golds are insane. I think they could be one of the best kits this year. One of the best Napoli kits I've ever seen. Gosh, just so sexy. I mean, I would need to pull these up just to take it.
I'm also a big fan of those. Honestly, wasn't gonna take it in my top 5, but maybe I'm sleeping on them a bit. Yeah, these are beautiful.
They're so fire.
I'm just not a big fan of the
nice
the
little
EA.
design.
What is it? EA7. I don't. Like
That's a little weird, yeah.
I don't like their sponsor.
But I don't know. I just think they look so sick. And they got that cool like shoulder thing. It looks like the Rock's like tattoo. I don't know. It's sick. So yeah, that's my pick. So do I go again now?
So you go again now.
All right. This one, I think, is gonna be controversial. I think people are gonna see this pick and they're gonna think I'm like crazy, and that this is like not even close. But that being said, I am a huge fan of Dortmund's like Evonik ones. The ones they wore against PSV.
The European.
Yes.
The European.
Yes.
Kids.
With the collar and just this cool little the shirt pattern design, that color of yellow. I hate the 1-in-1 sponsor and the fact that they go back to the Evonik there.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sexy kit. I love it. And I'm not a huge yellow guy. But I just think Marco Reus looks so good in this kit. It's like it gives me like old Dortmund vibes back when like Gundo was on the team.
Yeah.
I just love it so much. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, I honestly slept on it. I kind of forgot about it. But I actually had Dortmund's away kit, their black and yellow one.
Yeah.
In my honorable mentions.
I love Dortmund's style.
Dortmund, yeah, I think black and yellow is kind of always going to be cool. Even though they're like real home kits are pretty ugly in my opinion, where it has like the building on it or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
I don't know. I don't like, but
I don't know.
I like.
But the European ones are way
so
nicer.
sick.
My 4th spot goes to Ajax away kit. Their white kit. It is
Respect.
beautiful. I think Ajax rarely goes wrong with their kits, but it's beautiful. It's like has a little bit of like a. It's like hard to see, but it's like this design on it. But yeah, it's like standard white and black, and yeah, I think worthy of my 4th spot. I think we both probably gonna get every kit we wanted. I thought it was gonna be more of a fight, but
yeah, I mean, you're definitely not gonna pick my next one.
okay, what does that mean?
Well,
wait, it's my.
Oh, it's your turn. Yeah, okay.
Wait, is it? Yeah, it is my pick. I have gone for PSG's 4th kit.
Respect.
It
Mad props.
It is their gold kit. I don't know if you've seen. I haven't really seen them wear it much. But actually, I think they have a black one that's kind of the same design that maybe we've seen a bit more of. But I think it's pretty dope. It's like it got like a kind of like a cheetah print, tiger. I don't know. With like this is gold. I think PSG always has nice kits, and this is my favorite of them. So that sits in 5 for me. What about you?
You know what? I think this kit doesn't get a lot of recognition because a lot of people hate the team. And it's my team. It's Man City. I think their away kit this year is absolute class.
I agree.
The white, the maroon collar, I don't even know what color that lettering is. It's like a bronze or something.
Yeah.
But so nice. Doku just rocks it. He just rocks it, man. And so, I mean, I hate to be that guy and just throw my team in at 5, but I think that kid is just sexy.
Yeah, because we were originally planning on doing a Prem draft of kits, and that was in my top 5. But
great kit. And I think City kits are so hit or miss, and I think they hit
it's weird. It's like
one.
some years they're so nice. I think all of your kits this season are nice. Like,
last year I hated all of them. Oh my god.
I actually kind of liked you guys' home kits.
The home is the baby blue will always look good, but
you guys go
weird
wild.
bumblebees, then the AC Milan ones.
Yeah, that was weird. You guys always go kind of.
I mean, our old colors
crazy
were
with
black and red, but I don't know.
But yeah, so if we're gonna just do a recap of our top 5s, I'll go first. Number 1, I had AC Milan's Pleasure's 4th kit.
Yeah,
the white one.
Those were locks.
Yeah, they were both. They had to be in there. And then 2, I had Real Madrid's 3rd kit, the black and gold. 3, I had Celtic away, the black kit with the green accents. And then 4, I had Ajax's white away kit. And 5, I had PSG's 4th gold kit.
So for me, number 1, AC Milan blacks. Just an unbelievable kit. Someone cooked. Someone absolutely cooked. Number 2, I had the Lazio whites. Big year for Serie A in the kit department. Number 3, Napoli black and golds. One of my favorite kits all year. Could have been my number 1, but slotted them in at 3. Number 4, the Dortmund European collar. They have a retro look to them. Love those ones. And then finishing it at 5 is the City away kits this year, the white ones. Just absolute beauties.
And then, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes. Monaco. Talk about another black and gold kit. Monaco has a really nice black and gold kit. I don't know. These Fiorentino ones are insane, I think, with these flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are, anti-flower on a kit, but I think those are so nice.
Yeah, those are fire.
With the flowers, going across the kit like that. Also purple. Shout out Northwestern, too.
For me, I had some... It's funny you had City's white kit, because it's the white and maroon. I think West Ham's the white kit, which is also white and maroon. I had that. I think that's nicer than City's, honestly, because it has the white out collar, white out crest.
That's true. I don't know if I'm not huge on the whiteout crest, just because I'm like, I can't really see it that well.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that kit is so
Yeah.
nice.
So I had that as an honorable mention. I also had Lyon's home kit. I'm
Yeah.
always a fan of Lyon. I just like their colors. in
Yeah,
general.
I agree.
But this season, their home kits are really nice. It's like the gold lettering
Hmm.
with like the red and blue stripe going down the side of it.
I'm also looking. Roma has some insane kits this year. These ones are absurd. These whites. Look at that design. What's with these Serie A kits and having these like crazy intricate? Oh, also, I'm gonna give respect. The Man United
The third
white
kit.
kits, love them.
Yeah.
Love those white kits. And you guys never rock white kits. But
Yeah.
some people are big on the stripe, the green ones.
I'm not.
I'm not
personally.
big on those.
I thought it was one of those ones that
Yeah.
eventually would have grown on me, but the more I see it, I'm like, nah.
Hmm.
And then I don't know if have you seen Salzburg's Champions League kit? I think it's fire.
Yeah, I love like
It's like black. like
Red
standard
Bull.
black.
Red Bull cooks, dude.
Yeah. Just standard black with like a red color and
That's
red
sick.
lettering.
I like.
It's super simple. But
Yeah,
fire.
I like that a lot more than what like Leipzig does.
Yeah, they have a little too much going on sometimes.
I mean Leipzig. I think I'd like Leipzig's kits. I think they got to switch it up a bit more.
Yeah.
It's been pretty similar over the years. But I think another on the kits thing. There's a lot of teams that I think usually have such great kits that have sort of fallen off. Like I've usually loved Chelsea's. Not a fan of theirs.
I like
this year.
I don't like their home kit.
Yeah.
Since they've added
The white.
Since they've added the sponsor, I don't like their home kit.
Yeah.
I really like their away kit though. The like navy one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Chelsea usually do have really nice kits though.
Bayern usually has really nice kits. I hate Bayern's this year. The white.
White
like,
for home just.
Oh,
so
I
right. It
hate
doesn't feel right.
Bayern's, and I usually love them.
What about Arsenal's away kit?
Oh my
That's
god,
one
that's
of
the
the
worst
worst
kits ever.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Horrible.
Maybe we'll do worst kits next week or something. I don't know. Audience, you decide. Comment on our post what draft you want us to do, and we'll get it done.
Yeah.
We do it for you guys. We do it for the fans.
We do it for the fans, baby. All right, well, yeah, that's all we have. Thank you for listening to the second edition of Tiki-Talk. We've had a great time, talking some footy and doing this draft.
It's great to get back in the
Great
stew.
to get back in the stew. Hopefully there'll be less of a break between episodes. I think we'll try to have another one out by end of this week. Maybe.
Oh, we're gonna be cooking now.
We're gonna be cooking up some content for you guys.
Yeah.
As we start up, and yeah, that's all we have for you. So thank you again for listening, and yeah,
Peace.
deuces.